At 5'7" with that signature icy stare and old Hollywood glow, Kim Basinger didn't just walk into a room. She stopped time. But long before she was a screen goddess, she was just a shy girl from Athens, Georgia, so quiet in school she could barely speak in class. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody imagined that the girl too nervous to raise her hand would one day become one of the most unforgettable faces in Hollywood. Her story didn't begin with fame. It started with a dare. Her father bet her she wouldn't enter a local beauty pageant, and she took him up on it. When she stepped on stage and sang "Wouldn't It Be Loverly," she was shaking so badly she almost froze, but she won. That single night lit the first spark of something huge. From that moment on, Kim's mother pushed her to try modeling. It didn't take long for the industry to take notice. Her beauty was impossible to miss. At just 20 years old, she was signed to the legendary Ford modeling agency in New York and was earning $1,000 a day. Magazine covers, photo shoots, and high-end brands became her world. But as glamorous as it looked, something always felt off. The money was great, but she wasn't satisfied. She didn't want to be just a model. She had her eyes set on something bigger, acting. Hollywood, though, wasn't so easy to crack. Her earliest acting gigs were small roles in TV shows, like an episode of Charlie's Angels. It was a foot in the door, but she wasn't making headlines yet. Then came her role as a Bond girl in Never Say Never Again opposite Sean Connery. That film changed everything. Suddenly, she wasn't just another beautiful woman on screen. She was a star. But Kim never wanted to be known for her looks alone. She wanted people to see her talent. And she wasn't afraid to make bold choices to get there. In 1981, she shocked everyone by posing for Playboy. Her family didn't understand it, and it made plenty of headlines, but Kim knew what she was doing. That bold move flipped the script. Directors started seeing her differently. She wasn't just stunning, she had guts. That same year, she landed a role in The Natural with Robert Redford. Her performance was so good it earned her a Golden Globe nomination, proving she wasn't just chasing fame, she had real talent. Behind all the fame, though, Kim was fighting a personal war. Anxiety followed her everywhere, and it wasn't just a little nervousness before an audition. It was the kind of fear that could freeze her in place, the kind that once kept her from leaving her house for months. Her mother had struggled with it too, and for Kim, it was a constant shadow. But you'd never know it watching her on screen. When the cameras were rolling, she transformed into someone fearless, even when she was falling apart on the inside. One of her most talked about performances came in 9½ Weeks, a film that pushed boundaries and shocked audiences. But the role came at a cost. The emotional demands were intense, and the way the director pushed her during filming left her drained. What people saw in theaters wasn't just acting, it was raw emotion, pulled from the deepest corners of her real life. It left scars, but it also proved just how committed she was to her craft. By the late 80s, Kim was everywhere. Then Batman happened, and she was officially one of the biggest stars in the world. She stood toe-to-toe with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton, holding her own like a pro. But while her career soared, her personal life was falling apart. Her marriage to makeup artist Ron Snyder ended badly. Then came her whirlwind romance with Alec Baldwin. They were a golden couple on the outside, but behind closed doors, things weren't so perfect. Their marriage was full of screaming matches and tension. When they finally split, the custody battle over their daughter, Ireland, lasted 7 painful years. If that wasn't enough, Kim's financial life took a massive hit. In a bold and risky move, she bought most of the town of Bristolton, Georgia, hoping to turn it into a tourist destination. It didn't work out. The deal collapsed, and she was left millions of dollars in debt. Things got even worse when she was sued for backing out of a film project, Boxing Helena. The lawsuit drained what little money she had left, and eventually, she had to file for bankruptcy. The press had a field day. To the world, it looked like her career was over. But Kim wasn't finished. Far from it. In one of the biggest comebacks Hollywood has ever seen, she returned with a role in a confidential that shut down all the doubters. She played Lynn Bracken, a mysterious and complicated woman with more depth than anyone expected. The performance was electric. It reminded people of the star she always was. The Academy agreed. Kim Basinger won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, and in that moment, she wasn't just a comeback story, she was a legend. After that, she chose to slow things down, but not because she had to. She'd proven everything she needed to. Instead, she focused on causes she cared about, especially animal rights. She teamed up with PETA and became one of its most passionate advocates. While she still appeared in films occasionally, she had finally taken control of her own narrative. Fame was never her end goal. It was the art that moved her, the challenge of becoming someone else, and the power of a story well told. Kim Basinger's life has been full of highs and lows, risks and rewards, heartbreak and victory. But through it all, she never gave up. She turned a shy childhood into an unforgettable legacy. And no matter how many times she was knocked down, she always found a way to rise. If you were blown away by her story, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more wild stories from the world of fame, fortune, and everything in between.